Netflix. It's a place where many go to binge-watch various things. From cartoons to classic films to original programming, it has it all. But one thing that the service is really good at doing is bringing forth unexpectedly good original content. From Stranger Things, Voltron, and She-Ra, the Marvel collaborations, outside of Iron Fist of course, they know how to bring it. And another surprise hit was that of Ozark. The crime drama has had 3 very powerful and endearing seasons that have earned it a lot of praise. But how well do you know the show? Allow us to show you 10 Ozark facts that only true fans would know. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Just a reminder about our new giveaway. We're giving away the new iPad Pro or the new iMac Pro. The choice is yours. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.
Number 10. They honestly had to learn to launder money to make the show authentic. Look, when it comes to certain kinds of shows, especially ones that claim to be based in real life, you know that there are going to be various things that are out of the ordinary, cases of plot armor, and just plain ridiculous. But you accept that because it's a show, right? Well, for Ozark, they wanted to make sure that while there were some fantastical elements in this crime drama, that they were still very much rooted in reality. And since the whole premise of this show was money laundering, they had to know how to do that. Now, obviously they couldn't just go to criminals and ask how they did it. Rather, they went to an FBI agent. They consulted with them to see how they dealt with crime of this nature, and thus got the authenticity to say that their show could actually be a realistic crime show. That's a big bridge to cross, but hey, if you want to nail the crime feeling, you have to make sure it is how crime is done, right? Number 9. Why Ozark? No, not why did they name it Ozark, that honestly makes sense. But did you ever wonder why the show was based there? And why they used a particular resort as one of its major set pieces? That would be because of producer Bill Dubuque. You see, once upon a time, he actually worked at the Alhana Resort and Marina on the Lake of the Ozarks, which means that he literally had inside knowledge of the place and could use his knowledge of the layouts of the resort to plan for things like key scenes and set pieces. Although the scenes are actually filmed in Atlanta, they're planned and modeled by the premises of the lake. If we can be honest here, that's really cool. That's almost like making a show that's based in your hometown because you know everything and everyone that's there. And to be clear, Dubuque honestly had a great time working for that resort. Further reason to honor it by putting it in a show about crime. Just saying. Number 8. Jason Bateman was supposed to direct, not act. There are certain things in Hollywood that aren't the best practices, but they happen anyway. And one of them is seeing an actor in a certain role and stereotyping them for just that role or something close to it. It's called typecasting. And when you think about Jason Bateman, for the longest time you'd think of things like his comedy roles like in Arrested Development and subsequent comedy series. So having him in a serious show doesn't seem to fit, right? Except Jason Bateman apparently really likes dramatic television, and he really wanted to be in a series like Ozark, in order to direct it. Yeah, he was supposed to be on the show first as a director, and just get things looking a certain way. But apparently, after helping develop the show behind the scenes, he got the itch to be a part of the show in front of the camera as well. Thus, he eventually got the role of Marty Byrde. And to be clear, he's done really well in this role, and many have praised him for his performance, including getting nominated for multiple Golden Globes. In fact, some say the reason it got subsequent seasons was because of Bateman to start, and then gave rise to Laura Linney. Speaking of whom, number 7, a fully developed character. Another sad part of Hollywood is that many female characters who aren't leads are led to be one-dimensional or support characters, and thus aren't able to be given a lot of depth. But when Laura Linney came into the eyes of the Ozark crew, she made her stand right off the bat that she and her character of Wendy would not be added to that list. In fact, at first, she wasn't even interested in the role, but changed her mind when Jason Bateman came on board. But she made it clear that if she accepted, Wendy Byrde would not be just a wife. She wanted to be something more, have more to be involved in, and have more character progression. Jason Bateman was all for it, and as season 2 and 3 went on, Laura's role and performance as Wendy grew, to such measures that many critics were praising her as the star of the show instead of Bateman, which proves that her gambit worked in the best way possible. And should season 4 come along, she can be expected to do even more.
Hello. My name is Jason. This is Giggles and
Bubbles.
Bubbles. We're going to teach you some Ozark slang today.
Number 6. The title card images. One of the things that the shows try to do in order to make themselves stand out is add little visual touches here and there to make themselves unique. A great example of this can be found in the Ozark title card. In every single episode, the title card has a series of 4 images within the O in the card, and all of them spell out Ozark, which makes sense and is fine. However, if you pay attention, you'll notice that the 4 images that spell out Zark are actually references to what is going to happen in the episode. If you don't believe us, look at the card during an episode and see if you can find the references or images. You'll be surprised for sure. Number 5. The death of a character. When it comes right down to it, shows like Ozark can't have a stagnant cast, as they're not a sitcom or family drama that can avoid such things. They're about crime, danger, and more. Thus, someone needs to die occasionally. That's not the shocking fact for the record. What is, though, is that Jason Bateman absolutely hates doing that. Full stop. He hates it when they're forced to get rid of a character because he likes working with the entire team on the show. Though he does acknowledge that it does need to happen, but that doesn't mean he likes it. Number 4. Julia and the Mouse. What are you afraid of? What is out there in the world right now that honestly fills you with dread and turns you into a quivering mess? For Julia Garner, who plays Ruth Langmore, she has a crippling fear of mice. To the extent that in one scene for Ozark, Ruth had to go and pick up a mouse and drop it into some water. But because Julia's fear was so strong, she honestly couldn't do it at all. It got so bad they used her for certain shots and then used a hand double to fake it. She hated that she couldn't do the scene, but sometimes, fear is crippling. Number 3. Tom Pelphrey and mental illnesses. We opened this list by noting that the showrunners and writers were more than happy to get accurate in how they did money laundering on the show. But that wasn't the only case of method acting that was done. In Season 3 of Ozark, Tom Pelphrey came in to play Wendy's brother, Ben Davis. The character has bipolar disorder, a very serious mental illness, and one that Pelphrey honestly didn't have experience with. So he went and studied this mental illness and how it affects people so that he could perform better. He succeeded and was praised for his performance. Number 2. New Balance. You ever heard the stories of certain celebrities having big or crazy demands when they do a show or performance? Well, Jason Bateman kinda sorta has one too, but it's not what you think. You see, he really loves New Balance shoes. He wears them in real life and he wears them for various performances he does. Thus, in Ozark, you can see Marty Byrde wearing a pair of New Balance tennis shoes. Whatever trips your trigger, Jason. Number 1. The CFL. If you watch Ozark, you'll know that they like to show football games going on during certain scenes. On the surface, this is just a normal thing as the show is located in Missouri and football is infinitely popular in the United States. But if you really pay attention, you'll notice that these games aren't the NFL. It's actually the CFL, the Canadian Football League. Why didn't they use the NFL? Well, apparently some of the producers are big fans of the CFL, and thus they preferred to use their games. Who knew? So what did you think? What did you think of this look at Ozark and the various facts that fans that truly watch the show would know? How many of these things did you honestly know before watching this video? Which ones did you honestly not know before watching? Do these new facts help you appreciate the show? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.
Just a reminder about our new giveaway. We're giving away the new iPad Pro or the new iMac Pro. The choice is yours. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.